like the lam, yam, whatever part, like the with fewer words are as long as the parts with more words or with more mantras.
So in fact, I think the question you're asking is similar to what Magda was asking. Like, she said that as she was doing this in practice without listening to my voice, doing it herself, she would naturally, there was a little more space between the words on inhale and exhale compared to the holding, which would go a little faster, which is fine. It's a fine way to practice, but it's different than the practice of trying to hold a steady rhythm. And the reason we held the rhythm the way we did was just to have the experience of the 4 parts of the breath being equal, because that particular way of breathing has one particular effect on the body, where if you shorten the hold after inhale and exhale compared to the inhale and exhale, it has a different effect on the body. So is that what you're asking? Did I understand the question?
That's interesting too, but I was more thinking about the whole sequence. So if the first breath is the shortest, and then the second, and so forth up until 7, and then if it should decrease in like a steady manner, or
well, that's what we call the vinyasa of pranayama. So basically, starting from where you are to progress to wherever it is you're going, and then returning to like a normal state. So, because when we do this deep breathing, it's sort of an unnatural way of breathing, like we do with asana. So like you do in Ashtanga yoga, you start by sort of warming up the body. This whole standing sequence using big muscles without restrictions on motion is a way to prepare the body for the stronger than seated postures, for example. And the breath is the same way. So we start where the breath is, and it builds up because the breath is sort of getting warmed up. The breathing muscles are getting warmed up so we can hold and sustain a longer breath. And then eventually we come back out. So coming back out is like the finishing sequence in Ashtanga. So letting your body come to a neutral spot and then resting. So if you were to start a pranayama practice after you've been doing sort of very slow asana and increasing the length of your breath in asana, you wouldn't have to start from a simpler ratio. You could sort of start from a higher level. Or if you do pranayama without any preparation in the body, you usually start more simple. If the body is prepared, then you can start a little more deeper in the breath. Okay. And also, as you know your own breath capacity, you sort of start where you know is a starting point for you. Any other questions? We can, so I started recording this as I thought of it, but we have a couple of things that weren't on the recording, but what I'll do is I'm going to stop the recording and then I'll start again and we'll do a little practice. So do you have space where we can move a little bit? So we'll do a series of simple asana, but adapting the breathing a little bit to create a particular effect on the body. And it'll be focused on this sort of space after exhale. You won't die. You won't lose your breath completely. But we'll gently sort of move deeper and deeper into that space so then you can see how that feels. So let me stop this.